And speaking of this fire, let's turn to the US, where President Joe Biden is in a fix. Here's how Washington would see this strike. Iran, America's biggest problem in West Asia, has openly attacked America's closest friend in the region. Tehran has crossed a red line it never dared to before, and it happened under Biden's watch. He should be sweating at the very thought of having to explain this. When Biden heard about the attack, he rushed back to the White House. He had a call with Netanyahu and then issued a statement. And the last two lines of the statement are the ones to note. Biden said his support for Israel was ironclad, and that the United States will stand with the people of Israel and support their defense against these threats from Iran. It sounds like the usual token statement, but maybe the word defense should be looked at closely, because apparently that's as far as Biden is willing to go. During the call, he reportedly said that the Iranian attack had been foiled and that Netanyahu should, quote unquote, take the win. This doesn't mean Biden has washed his hands off the matter. He is planning a diplomatic offensive along with the G7, and the US will, of course, back Israel at the United Nations Security Council meet that has been called today. But that doesn't really give the same impact, does it? Iran fired missiles. Biden will wag his finger and fire sanctions. It doesn't make him look too tough, even if it may be the wiser course of action to prevent an all-out war in West Asia. But this defensive strategy leaves Biden open to political attacks at home, which, by the way, have already begun. Listen to this.
Before going any further, I want to say God bless the people of Israel. They're under attack right now. That's because we show great weakness. This would not happen. The weakness that we've shown is unbelievable, and it would not have happened if we were in office. You know that. They know that. Everybody knows that.
Trump has made his move. He has blamed the attack on Biden's weakness. And not just last night's attack. Trump has blamed everything else on Joe Biden, too.
It wasn't only Putin. It was Putin and plenty of other things that Biden got wrong. With Putin, Ukraine would have never happened. Israel attack, both October 7th and today, would have never happened.
It's impossible to accurately predict what could have happened, but Trump doesn't need to be accurate. He just needs to undermine the people's confidence in Biden, which will probably be easy after this latest mess. It leaves Biden in an unenviable position, having to decide what next. As much as Biden would like to stay on the defense, it's not just his call to make. Netanyahu has been attacked. He, of all people, will want to respond. He has a tough guy reputation to uphold, and he might throw Biden under the bus to do it. A US Senator, Tim Kaine, says Biden is wary of Netanyahu. And Biden apparently knows that he was, quote unquote, played by the Israeli PM. This was during the early months of the Gaza war, which explains his change in stance. Remember, Biden flew down to Israel when the October 7th attack took place. He hugged Netanyahu as soon as he landed, and he said the US would always be by Israel's side. But that equation has changed in recent weeks. The civilian death toll was mounting, and Israel was threatening to attack Rafah in Gaza, the last city in Gaza that has been left standing, where hundreds of thousands of Palestinians are taking refuge. So Biden issued a threat. The US aid to Israel would be conditional if Netanyahu did not do more to protect civilians. It looked like Biden had run out of patience. The shift also suited his politics with the American Muslim voters. So he seemed ready to rein in Benjamin Netanyahu. But a lot has changed now. What happens next? What happens if Netanyahu attacks Iran? It will begin a new cycle of violence, an eye for an eye scenario. Until the entirety of West Asia is on fire, will Joe Biden allow Israel to burn down? Probably not. Israel is America's closest ally. Biden will not be able to sit back and watch. He either abandons Israel or joins it in whatever comes next. The middle ground, it seems, is gone. And this has put Biden in a terrible position. He doesn't really have the freedom to choose his next move.
Iran has launched a direct attack from Iranian soil towards the state of Israel.